Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, the amendment before you tie bars your very fine legislation to Senate Bill 402. It's another bill pending before the Senate Energy Committee. It deals with the issue of texting while driving, and while it is not specifically legislation that addresses utility shutoffs, it is an issue that addresses the safety of Michigan citizens, and it's an issue that has again come before the Energy Policy Committee. We don't get all that often bills coming out of that committee, so I wanted to take this opportunity to raise an issue, and I hope that members will join me in tie-barring these issues together. It seems obvious to the majority of people that when you drive, you need to keep your eyes on the road. But with recent trends of text messaging, more drivers are ignoring the road, focusing instead on their cell phones, endangering their own life and the lives of thousands of others. In fact, a recent poll nationwide shows that 90% of all Americans support a ban on text messaging, agreeing that sending text messages or emails while driving is distracting, dangerous, and should be outlawed. So that's why I have introduced Senate Bill 402 in this legislature and in previous legislative sessions to protect drivers on the road by prohibiting texting while driving and other game playing while on cell phones in the car. 18 states in the District of Columbia and counting have already passed laws to ban texting while driving, and just recently, all federal government employees are prohibited from texting while driving their federally owned vehicles. Congress is even considering legislation that would force states to ban texting while driving, or they would risk losing 25% of their federal transportation dollars. With the shape of our roads and infrastructure, we certainly cannot take that chance here in Michigan. Economics aside, study after study continues to reinforce the need to protect our citizens while on the road, while making texting while driving illegal. Distracted drivers account for almost 80% of all crashes and 65% of near crashes in the United States, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. According to the U.S. Department of Transportation, last year, 6,000 deaths occurred and 515,000 injuries were caused by distracted driving. Text messaging while driving leads the list as the biggest distractions while driving, according to Students Against Destructive Decisions and Liberty Mutual Insurance Company. We now have insurance companies joining in this fight against distracted driving, particularly texting while driving. Its recent study, again by Liberty Mutual, revealed that text messaging while driving has become as dangerous as drinking and driving in terms of inhibiting an individual's driving abilities. According to a recent study by the Virginia Tech Transportation Institute, simply dialing on a cell phone made the risk of crash or near crash event 2.8 times as likely as a non-distracted driver, and text messaging on a cell phone was associated with the highest risk of all cell phone-related tasks. The Virginia Tech Transportation Institute study used cameras to observe light vehicle drivers and truckers for more than 6 million miles. It found that when drivers of heavy trucks texted, their collision risk was 23 times greater than that while not texting. Right before a crash or near collision, drivers actually spend nearly 5 seconds looking at their devices, which, if you translate that while driving 55 miles per hour, covers the entire length of a football field. And right here in Michigan, a study recently released by the Michigan State Medical Society claims that texting while driving made it 6 times more dangerous, and that they reiterated that it is the most dangerous distraction while driving. These numbers are harrowing, but it shouldn't take alarming statistics and deadly accidents to prompt action against this dangerous habit. Continuing to allow drivers to distract themselves by texting while driving will result in even more fatalities as more and more people continue to catch on to this trend. Automakers, including the big three, telephone providers, including all of the major telecommunications providers that provide cell phone services, including AT&T, T-Mobile, Motorola, etc., and the federal government support banning texting while driving to protect our drivers. It's time we take action and pass this legislation to protect Michigan citizens and make our roads a safer place. I urge my colleagues to support this tie bar and say that texting while driving and supporting people while they're driving and safe on the roads is just as important as shut-off protections. I'd urge my colleagues to support this amendment.